All right, all right. Okay, perfect. Welcome, ladies. This is our Coach Opportunity call for the month of October. I can't believe it's already October. Shit's great. But Samantha Rosenthal, to be formal, and I, Brenna Novello, are going to be hosting this Coach Opportunity call with you this month. And we're really excited to share some really in-depth information about what we do as coaches. So that way, not only you guys can hear from us, but if you have questions at the end, please feel free to comment them in the chat. We're going to tell you guys a little bit about us and then just kind of jump right in. So I hope you guys are excited. I am. I definitely had some mom crack before this call. So if I get a little intense, let me know. It's not going to probably take it down any, but you can let me know if you want. Sam's going to click to the next slide, I think. Yes. Okay, perfect. So a little bit about us. So like I said, my name is Brenna Novello. I am a mom of two. I have a teenager and a toddler, so all the fun ages are happening currently in my life. I also have two dogs, which are crazier than my children. I didn't put them on here, but I feel like they take up a lot of time and energy. I'm a wife. I've been married for almost 4 years now, and part of our fun is we love to travel as a family and do all that good stuff. My husband is a DJ, so we work opposite schedules, and it does keep it very, very entertaining. During the daytime, I am a hospital social worker, so I work 10-hour shifts, so like 11-hour days, about 4 days a week. And what I do is I essentially get to go in and help patients when they're kind of at their worst, and help them with what they need for discharge planning. So it definitely keeps me on my toes, and on the go. A lot. Self-taught makeup artist. I wouldn't call myself a makeup artist by nature, but I am somebody who fell in love with doing makeup a long time ago, and it's something I love to play around with. If you follow me on social media, I do like to review products and kind of share what my favorites are. And the last part is kind of an influencer. I just use this business and love to share my life and this journey, and I kind of get that opportunity to do that on social media with this business, and I'm very thankful that it has come into my life when it has. Sam's going to talk a little bit about herself, but just very briefly about my journey for those of you that don't know. I actually started using these products and programs about 4 years ago. I was at that time, about 45 pounds overweight. I just started dating my husband, and we were the couple who went out. I mean, that's like an understatement, but we love football, we love games, we love sports. We love activities, and most of those involved around bar food and drinking. So to say the least, I was really enjoying my life, but also my body and my health and my sanity was taking a little bit of a beating. I also was finishing up a master's program in social work, and working at a bar full time. So to say I was busy is an understatement, but we'd gotten engaged, and I wanted to feel really good on my wedding day. And for a while, I had really struggled with like loving myself. I was secretly crying in the closet when I had to get dressed for the day. I was somebody who my pant size had just like jumped exponentially, and I went to go to a plus size store, and they told me I was too small to be there, and I couldn't fit in anything in the regular stores I love to shop at. So there was kind of this breaking point for me where I was like, I don't want to be crying on my wedding day. That's when Sam, who's going to talk next, actually, we've known each other for, I was thinking about it, it's like 7 or 8 years now, a long time. We've been friends. She reached out to me. I saw her during her first pregnancy and knew what a fast food junkie she was. And she had lost all this baby weight and was saying how great she was feeling. And I was like, if homegirl who like lives on McDonald's can do it, and I can eat chocolate, like I could probably do this. So that's when I got started. I was working out at 4:30 in the morning in my living room, and I was following the meal plan. I love that I could still go out on the weekends with my husband. I could still eat at the bars. I could still travel and do all the things I love to do without feeling bad. And throughout that time, I ended up losing about 45 pounds before my wedding. I showed up on my wedding day. I felt phenomenal, and honestly was like so blessed to be a part of this community, these boot camps, and have the support to do it. Ex-yo-yo dieter. So, if any of you ladies know what yo-yo dieting does, it's a rough place to be, and I did that for most of my life. So shortly after we got married, I was pregnant with my daughter and was able to do these programs throughout my entire pregnancy, have a completely healthy pregnancy, and of course, immediately wanted to jump on postpartum. That's when this coaching thing kind of really came into my life. During pregnancy, I kind of hated everyone is what we joke about, but like hormones were crazy. Like I was not a normal person. And long story short, I deleted everyone off my Facebook, basically. I hid from the world, and I secretly was working out and doing all the things, but I wasn't really sharing. I definitely wasn't being social by any means or influencing anyone in a positive way. But after being a new mom and trying to learn to breastfeed and going from working full-time outside of the home, I became very isolated and very alone and really struggled with how I was feeling about myself, my body, but more importantly, like I was alone all day with this newborn who could only respond back, you know, in like spit up and random sounds. And coming from being a very social person, like I said, I went out all the time, to now this, I really like started to kind of hate being at home. So that was when Sam kind of talked to me about this opportunity, and I was like, well, if I can help moms not feel so alone and I get to hang out with these cool girls and maybe get my nails paid for, like I'm in. 2 years down the road, it has now completely transformed my life. It has taken me across the globe to various countries, and has supplemented my income, helped pay for major things for my family. It has been a total game changer. So I'm very thankful that this came into my life. Now I'm down 60 pounds, have kept it off for 4 years, and feel like the person I was always meant to be. So you don't really see that in like the words, you know, the checklist words. So I just wanted to share with you guys kind of, we all come from different places, but how we all get here. And I've been a coach throughout this entire time. You know, we can all come from different aspects of our journey and still be helping others. So now Sam's going to take over, tell you a little bit about herself, and then we'll dive right into all the fun deets.
Hi. Okay, I'm Samantha Rosenthal, and I sound like my nose is plugged. I have a cold, so I'm sorry. But yeah, so that I was like, dang it, we should have put transformations on here. But Brenna's physical transformation is really, really incredible. But if you follow her on social, if you don't, go follow her on social. But if you do, you've seen them. They're incredible. And it is just proof that, you know, small actions over time, then we get these really great results. And that is our journey as like challengers on ourselves, and then also journey in this coaching business, is that, you know, tiny actions over time can lead to the life you've always wanted to live. So again, I'm Samantha Rosenthal, and I'm a mom of 3. I'm a wife. I was a special education teacher, and I'm a mom, hashtag mom life sharer. That's kind of, I guess, my thing. We have kind of controlled chaos. I'm semi-controlled, I should say. But we've had 3 babies in almost 4 years, and done 3 cross-country moves. So when I got into this whole thing, it was literally kind of like Brenda said, I was just not a very healthy person, but genetics before pregnancy allowed me to be thin. You know, I'm putting bunny ears up if you can't see my face. I was thin, but I wasn't healthy. And so I kind of got away with that. But I didn't realize, because I wasn't healthy, I was suffering from all this different health stuff that was going on. But I literally was always my whole life unhealthy. And so I always had stomach pains. I always had a headache. Like, I didn't know that that wasn't per usual for most people, or how like you should feel. So what happened is that then I got pregnant, and I was like, cool, even more reason to just eat all the things. And I gained 50 pounds, and it wasn't so much about the weight, because even on my healthy pregnancies, I still gained like 35 pounds. It was that it was healthy weight. So it was sluggish, and it was fast food, and it was everything processed and everything awful. And so when my beautiful baby boy was born, I was like, I just want to feel my best so I can be my best for him. And so as someone who like literally never did anything healthy, I went all in with 21 Day Fix, which is one of our many amazing programs, but it's kind of like, I guess, a lot of our base program, where we just kind of fell in love with 30 minutes exercise, clean eating, Shakeology, simple actions that legit changed my life. So in 1 month of doing all of that, I was like, I was telling everyone about it. And so when my coach posted something about becoming a coach, I was like, I want to do that, because I was about to go back on, I was on maternity leave, and I was about to go back to work and leave my baby. And I was really, really sad. And I was like, I want to get home to my babies and my future babies. And it took me longer than what I thought it would, because I was like play coaching. I wasn't like really coaching. But once I got serious, my goal was the same. I wanted to come home. And so when our baby 3 was born, I've been home now, able to supplement what my teaching income was, which is incredible. Insert disclaimer that Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income or success. It's totally dependent on your ability to work hard and skill and effort and all of those things. So that's kind of where we were. But this just really quick, like, this business has completely changed my life. And one, because I'm home, and it was always my dream. And the fact that I am able to be home with my babies is something that sometimes now I take for granted. And then I have to stop myself and remind myself, like, oh my gosh. But besides that, like Brenna had mentioned, allowing us to travel across the world, a couple times now, to Mexico. I took my whole family on a cruise, paid for by the company, essentially. I only had to pay a very small amount. And my husband and I are going to Punta Cana next year. So it's just these incredible opportunities they're just so awesome. And Summit is so fun, and you travel and you get to be with your friends, but mainly the friendships too, is that we get to hustle for the life we've always wanted to live, but with people that we like meet online. Brenna and I have met in person, or before coaching, we met in person. But most of the time when we're meeting at Summit, our coaches, like, it's for the very first time, and it's like the most incredible thing. But Brenna and we kind of do this biz together. Even though everyone, when you're a coach, like, you have your own business, we believe on this team in working smarter, not harder. And we think that everyone brings something different to the table. So if we have more amazing women sitting around us, we're down to learn from each other and help each other. But then, then we have different stuff, but we're all the same. We're all one big family. But so that's kind of about us. That was kind of long and nasally, so I apologize for me. But on this call tonight, I just want to let you know what we're going to go over so that you can know what to expect. But we're going to talk about what we actually do as coaches. So when you're like, okay, yeah, great, like, but what do you do? I'm going to talk about some of the common concerns. We're going to go over how we make money, the resources and training that you get when you join our team specifically, and then what we're looking for. I believe anybody can be successful if they choose to work hard, but we are looking for a certain type of gal, and we'll break that down for you, and then how to get started. So go ahead, Brenda.
Okay, so this is kind of like what we do as coaches. So this is kind of a general overhaul, but we don't do anything like secret. There's no like crazy method to our madness. Literally what we do, number one as coaches, is we take care of ourselves. So what that includes is what you see on all of our pages. We're doing our 20 to 30 minute workouts at home. We're drinking our superfood shake. We're listening to personal development, which is AKA great for the mind, all of that good stuff. And then we choose to share that. So most of us as coaches would be doing these things anyways. Like I said, I was doing these programs for probably almost 2 years before I started sharing my journey. I was still working out 4 to 5 times a week. I was still drinking my superfood shakes, and I was still getting amazing results. But the only difference between when I was doing it as just a true boot camper or someone who's using the programs and someone who's coaching is I share that journey with others. So I might share a part of my workout, or if I'm making a cool recipe from one of our recipe books, like, I'm sharing that along the way. So it's not something added, it's just taking the moment to share that with others and inspire them just by showing up. A lot of times I think when people talk about coaching and one of the reasons that they're concerned is they're like, I don't even know what to do. And I always say, well, would you do this? Would you work out? Would you eat food? Like, would you do those things? Most of the times it's yes. The only difference is now you're sharing it. As we're sharing, that's creating and inspiring somebody to do something. The average person and the average female is drowning, guys. And the reason I say that is because most women are givers. We're taking care of everybody around us. Always, our kids, our husbands, our significant others, our parents, at our jobs, whatever it is. There's a to-do list a mile long and only so many hours in the day. So what we're doing by showing up for ourselves for 30 minutes and sharing that with someone else is we're giving somebody else the inspiration to take 30 minutes a day to take care of themselves. Or maybe they sit down and they drink their coffee and they read a good book that makes them feel good, whatever that is. Every single day we're showing up and we're sharing. We also use that as a way to connect with other women. So as you can see on our team, it's not like you behind a computer screen. Yes, a lot of times we do jump on like this and all of that stuff, but you'll hear every single coach who you talk to share about their community. And that is the thing that I think that we are all attracted to the most, is that a part of this business is you get to choose who you work with. And so we work with like our future besties. I always say like my future bestie is somebody who's probably on the other side of my Instagram page. Somebody who would want to have a dance party before their workout and take a mom crack shooter, and yeah, Rachel knows about a dance party or two, and have a great time and live their best life. Those are the types of women that we tend to attract, because those are the women that we want to connect with and share with. And in turn, they get to do that as well. So really, as adults, we tend to forget that like friendships and having people around us is so important. And yet the average person is in their home with their immediate family, or they're at work with people who they don't choose to necessarily work with if they work outside the home. This gives you the opportunity to work with your besties. Like Sam and I were best friends before this, and now we just get to build a business together and hang out with girls that are just like us, which is so much fun. A part of what we do as coaches to kind of help women get results, like we kind of have sprinkled in there talking about challenge groups or boot camps, is we host accountability groups. All of these are online. And they're groups that essentially give that accountability to somebody to work out at home, to have daily challenges. In my groups, my girls are very motivated by prizes, so we always do big prize giveaways. In Sam's group, they're very much motivated by like support and cheers and recognition. And although they're different, we both love to do those things for our teams, and we do them a lot together. So regardless, everybody's getting accountability and they're getting support and getting to have fun together. That is the key, is you're not alone. And as a ex-yo-yo dieter, one of the biggest reasons I would fall off is because I had no one who was holding me accountable. I didn't have anyone who I had to check in with. I come from a team sport background, and if I don't have to show up to practice because no one else is going to be there with me, does anyone even know if I went or I didn't? Same idea. This is giving you that accountability and that support. When you have a rough day, we're there to lift you up. When you have a huge success and you finally fit in that pair of pants you wanted to fit in for a year and a half, we're there to be your ultimate cheerleaders. That's what this is about. As coaches, we give that to other women, but that's not something you have to create. You all will have coaches who've invited you here to this call, and all of that is provided to you, and Sam will kind of talk about that a little bit more later on in slides. And then we also have that outside of our boot camps. We have that for coaching. So when you think about support, accountability, we have that for your fitness journey, but we also have that for a brand new business owner. That's what you become when you sign up to be a coach. You are automatically getting a business. What you choose to do with that is your choice, but you're not alone in that. We all have coach trainings, we have support groups, and we have daily check-ins for what we do as coaches. Did you take care of yourself today? Did you help somebody today? Did you share today? All of that stuff is provided for you as a part of this team and this community, and something that we use every single day to make sure that you're getting success not only in your fitness, but also in your business. And then that is also extended to girls that you're helping. So when you help someone get started in a boot camp, they already have that community and that support ready for them. When you get someone started in the business, they already have that training. They already have that support ready for them. So those are kind of like the very small basic things we do every single day. But overall, all of this stuff, most coaches when you get started don't necessarily know all the ins and outs, but this is all broken down for you, so you don't have to worry about that. We do mentorship, we do training, all of that good stuff.
Okay, so a lot of times people will be interested in becoming a coach, and maybe you've been creeping on us for a while, or the coach who invited you here, and you're intrigued by this. But honestly, fear is going to pop up in your head, and you're going to concerns, excuses, objections, whatever the word you want to put in there. But these are some of the things that we talk about, and maybe you've actually talked to us about this in DMs, or we've talked it out on the phone or something like that. But a lot of times people are concerned that they don't have enough time, that they're not at their ideal weight or size, insert whatever, that they have no idea where to start, and that they don't want to be salesy, right? Like people are like, oh, I don't want to be salesy. And we totally get that. So I'm just going to go back to the beginning and we're going to bust through these, because first of all, no matter what, if you want to do this, if there's something about this opportunity that is attracting you, such as like the accountability for your own fitness and health, so that you can inspire other people and make a huge impact on other people's lives, or maybe it's the financial aspect of needing more income for your family to reach your own goals, or ultimately having huge goals to wanting to live the life you've always wanted to live, you're going to figure it out, but we will help you. So if you're concerned that you don't have enough time, please see Brenna's schedule. Social worker, working 10-hour shifts plus commute. And I did the same thing. Like right now, people look at my social and they're like, oh, but you're home with your babies. I'm sorry, no. I started and built this business working a full-time job with a husband who works like legit all the time. Insert workaholic in a loving way. And I have 3 tiny babies, like tiny babies. And so this business doesn't necessarily need you to be clocking in like at one time for massive amount of hours. It takes consistent power pocket times. Now we call them power hours. And so, minimum, there's like an hour. We have legit a checklist that we hand to our coaches. And this is like your daily to do. So you're not left in the dark of like, hey, what should I do? Like, here's your checklist. And it's the same checklist that I do, that Brenna does, that Rachel does, that Shayna does, that Megan does, anybody who has invited you here. That's the same checklist. And so you just make it work in the pockets of your day, or you bust it out at after you get home, or when the kids go to bed, or you wake up early. It's kind of whatever your style, and that's the cool thing about being your own boss, is that you can make it work how you want to, because you don't report to anybody. At the same time, you are your own boss. You have to hold yourself accountable, but we do have things on the team that help us with that. Not at your ideal weight or size. Honestly, I think it's way more motivating to see women hustling through the struggle and hustling through the beginning stages of forming that habit, of losing the baby weight, or of conquering or overcoming whatever thing their body is going through right now, than just when someone pops up a transformation. I love transformations. I think they're incredibly inspiring, because it's like, oh my gosh, somebody worked so hard for that. However, anybody can Google fitness transformations and get jazzed about that. What I see and what I saw that motivated me to start my own journey was a mama of 4 busting her workout with her kids all around her. And now that's me. That's me. I have my kids crawling around me all the time during my workouts. But I felt like I was a round peg in trying to fit in a square box, or whatever that phrase is. I was like, I don't know how to go to the gym. I don't know how to make that work. It felt so unnatural and uncomfortable for me. But pushing play on a badass workout at home with my kids joining in, showing them that, hey, mama is important too. She's a priority. That is inspiring to people. And I think my transformation is pretty good as well, but I don't necessarily have like a million likes on my transformations, but I do get a lot of feedback from when I post with my kids crawling around me and showing up when I had a 8-week-old and a 9-week-old and all of that. That is really what speaks to other women, because women want to see other real women hustling through. So if you're not where you want to be right now, good. I think that's great, because if you have goals and you get to show the world, hey, here's my goal, and it doesn't have anything to do with the size or a pound, right? You could just be like, I want to achieve being able to do, 2 push-ups, 10 push-ups, whatever your goal is, and then you conquer that publicly, people are inspired by that. And hopefully they'll, collab with you and you guys can do fitness together. But if not, if you just inspire them to go back to whatever they were doing, that is still huge impact that you are giving to the world. You don't know where to start. I think we've covered that our team is pretty awesome and that we will totally help you with everything. And I mentioned it a second ago, but we have a checklist. So every single day, whether you have been a coach for 1 day, 1 week, 1 year, this is our checklist that we're striving to get done. Not every day is perfect, and other days we rock it. So we will help you. We have a coach training, and we're going to go over the resources that we have. But we have actually a brand new coach training launching this, in the next week, maybe 2. But besides that, we have an entire library of training for you, team calls every week, live power hours. Like, you need resources, we got them. It's never a matter of lack of resources. It's a lack of resourcefulness, because it's there. And hashtag, I taught myself how to coach with Google. So, and then I don't want to be salesy. I get this, right? I don't think any of us want to be those people. However, I'm like, which way do I want to go with this? But first of all, it's not salesy if you're just sharing your journey. And that is 95% of what we do, is just sharing our journey, our truth. This is my story. My story is that I was unhealthy. Now I am pretty dang healthy. Minus like my little lapse over the summer with the Oreos. But I am a pretty healthy person now. And that is the story that I tell. And I can then help people who maybe are struggling with the same things, and I can plug them into exactly what I'm doing. That's not salesy to me, because if you go to anybody's Instagram page, anybody's Facebook page, and they're talking about something, even bloggers are getting a kickback. And that's not because, that's not in a bad way, but honestly, everyone is selling something, and that doesn't necessarily mean everyone is receiving income, but everyone is sharing something because they're like, oh my gosh, you should totally go see this movie, right? Like, you should totally go read that book. They might not get a kickback from that movie or that book if you go see it, but we're all sharing our experiences. And if somebody does not want to be in my fit camp, that's totally fine. That's okay. But I know from the hundreds of clients that I've helped now at this point that my fit camps are worth it, and that if that is something that they need, that it can be something that is helpful. So I don't think that you have to worry about being salesy as long as you're telling your truth and your story. And all we're saying is, hey, would you like to do this together? Because if you would like that, here, let me show you the options that we could do this together. And that's it. It's really not, I believe that when people say they don't want to be salesy, it's a fear of failure, or fear of what other people might think of them. But we have to just let that go if we ultimately want to get to whatever goal that you've set. Yeah. So nasally.
Okay, so like Sam was saying, this is a business, and this is an opportunity to help people and to financially make money. Now, if you're someone who is looking for a business that is get rich quick, a scheme of some nature, or some crappy thing where you sign a bunch of people up and send them a bunch of stuff that doesn't work, this is not the right business for you. Okay, so Sam and I have been doing this business for years now. And the thing I will say consistently across the board, and one of the main reasons why I chose this business, because guys, let's be totally clear, I was not looking for a business. I was not looking to hey, I need another thing to add to my plate. The reason why this business opportunity to me was a game changer wasn't because it was a business I could do at home. It wasn't because of the selling or any of that stuff. This business was a game changer because this was an opportunity where I truly was helping change lives, where I was truly helping people. I would go to bed at night and feel amazing about giving someone the opportunity to reach a goal maybe they've never done in their life, to finally stick to a meal plan where they didn't beat themselves up and talk shit to themselves in the mirror every single day, to make them love themselves on the inside and the out, which was something I struggled with my entire life. But this business, you only become successful financially when you help other people. And that's why I love it. It's not about just like, let's just sign a bunch of people up with a bunch of crap. This is a business that's truly about helping people get started on their journey. And truly, if you want to build an income, helping people get results and helping them help others get results. So let me just say that flat out. That is 100% what this is. So if your ears perk up and you're like, okay, I do genuinely love helping people. I mean, I got a degree in social work to do that. And most days I don't feel like I'm genuinely helping anyone in social work who wants to be helped. Most of the time I'm there when they don't want to see my face, okay? So this business fuels me in a way that I never have received from the job that I'm currently receiving a paycheck for every 2 weeks, and will be the job that I replace my social work income with, hopefully in the very near future. So it is a great opportunity. It is something that you can change people's lives with, but also change your life with. So to me, that was the win-win, where I could get behind it and stand behind and truly say, I'm not a salesperson, because I'm here offering you an opportunity that if it hadn't come into my life, I would still be sitting on the floor crying in my closet, devastated about where I was, okay? And that's the difference between I love makeup, skincare, whatever. This is a game changer for people's lives. So of course we want to talk about money, because if you're on this call, we've talked about how this is a business. There's no question about that. And we're not keeping anything secret on what you're able to make, because you can make money in this business. Before I go into all the deeds, there's the Beachbody disclaimer at the bottom. Income is based on hard work, your success, skill, effort, all that good stuff. But regardless, the opportunity is the same for every single person. So if you're somebody who's seen other coaches who are making millions and millions of dollars, they still started as a brand new coach on day one with their first challenge pack and then getting results, okay? So everybody starts at the same place, but the opportunity is endless, which is why it's kind of my favorite, is because no one's telling me I'm gonna get a 1% raise next year. So when you start off as a brand new coach, the first thing you're able to do is earn commission. So we as coaches get a 25% commission across the board on all products and programs that people get started with, also known as challenge pack bonuses. So when someone gets started in a boot camp or in a fit camp or accountability group, they get started with the complete program. So typically this includes workouts, superfood shakes, recipe books, support, accountability, sometimes mom crack, or our that's what I call it. It's our pre-workout, all of those good things. But basically you're getting started with everything you need to be successful on your fitness journey. Now this could be for weight loss, this could be for building muscle, this could be just for feeling healthy, to getting rid of stomach issues, whatever it is for you, this will make you a happier and healthier person, period. When you get started with one of these programs, as a coach, you're helping somebody get started, you're offering your services for free. You're helping them get started. The only investment they have to make financially is in their program. And as a part of that, you get a 25% commission. Let's say later someone gets started and they want to do a 3-day cleanse. You're also going to get a 25% commission, which is an amazing thing to think about. Like, I'm helping somebody get started on this journey. I'm going to help them in this whole process, but it's nice that I get a little bit of commission when I do that. Now, like I said, if you want to build a big business, commission is not going to be the way to do that. We get girls started, but when we get girls results and we get our girls helping others and we help build teams like we're talking to about you now, that's where you can actually start to build a real business. So the first way we do that is with cycle bonuses. So as your customer group and the clients that you're helping, as they start to really get results, and then they start to want to help people, and then they want to help people, you're creating a team. You're creating a community. Sam's team, Team Bold Fitness, and mine, Team Thick and Thin, we have girls who are helping girls who are helping girls. Over the past couple of years, we've been able to see the impact, of us showing up and for ourselves, and how we kind of put like that little tiny, hey, we're sharing. And now it has become this major impact on hundreds of lives. And it's really cool. As a part of that, as coaches, as your team grows, you get cycle bonuses, which basically is that opportunity to have residual income. So commission, when someone gets started, you get that. But let's say you don't have somebody getting started every single day of the month. You can earn residual income through cycle bonuses every single day of the month, which is really, really cool. It's money that's just continuing to show up every single day, every single month. As your team grows, you get that opportunity. So that is one of the really cool, unique things about our business. And then the other part is quarterly bonuses. So as your team starts to grow, as you start to reach certain mile markers in your business, Beachbody takes 0.25% of the quarterly income for the entire company and gives that to some of the top ranked coaches or the people who are helping more people, helping the masses, and offers them bonuses. These bonuses are broken up, and that 0.25 is split between all of those coaches. So there's a great opportunity to earn these bonuses every single quarter on top of your cycle bonuses, on top of your commissions. So the long and the short is, there's coaches who are building businesses that there's no ceiling, there's no roof, there's no max level of income you can earn. If you are excited about helping people, if you're excited about feeling the best you've ever felt, and then helping other people help other people, this business is limitless. You just have to take the first step, the first day one to say yes, and kind of jump on that journey. And over time, you'll start to see the benefits of showing up and building a team and all of those things throughout these various ways of earning income. And of course, as you go through coach training, we dive into all of these little specifics and how to really maximize on those more. You're going to get to hear more. But of course, as you know, this opportunity call, we want to give you kind of the basics of how it works.
And it's really difficult to explain the income, how exactly it works. So Brenda, you did a great job. Glad you had that slide. But this, if you follow us, maybe you've seen some of the income progressions we said, but we wanted to share a couple people on our team in kind of the beginning-ish parts of their journey. Here on the right. She hasn't done an update because I think she had each summer, but this past summer she had a baby. So I'm sure she'll do an update this fall. But just that this income, honestly, this opportunity, if income is a driver for you to impact your family, and that was for me as a teacher who had to do tutoring after school and go to kiddos with homebound disabilities, on the weekends and all this stuff to make like ends meet. Income was a huge thing, and it's something I wanted to break out of the cycle of working in, public service. The public service struggle is what I'm naming it. When you want to make an impact on lives, I think that's why I got into teaching. That's why Brenna got into social work. But then you just feel like you're drained all the time. And not only are you drained, you're like, why is there no money in my bank account? And I'm doing this all day long. So yeah, income is a huge factor for me of why I got started in this business. And it was these leaders on our big family team. Brenna and I together, we have like a pretty good sized team, but there's even a huge team that we're a part of, and these are some of the leaders that we like look up to, and now we like have Paula speaks on our team calls, and we like met her, and it's so great. And but everyone starts somewhere, right? And every journey is different, and every coach's story is different, how hard they worked in the beginning, etc. So these are just examples so that like exactly like Brenda said, like there's no ceiling. Whatever you want this to be, it can be. If this is something small for you to help with date night and groceries and gas, great. If it's something that you want to my goal is to retire my husband, which makes me literally want to throw up saying it. However, I know with this opportunity, I can make that happen if that's something that we choose to do. But yeah.
Okay, so kind of like we've touched on a little bit throughout the call, but when you get started on our team, you're not just started and we're like, okay, thanks for signing up as a coach, go for it. You have a ton of resources to make sure that you are successful, as well as your girls are successful. So whether you whoever invited you here, you will have a team page that you get added to. So Sam and I both have team pages, or what we call coach pages, and family pages. Family pages are for our girls who are just boot campers, but then we have a coach page. In there, we share trainings, we do our mentor groups, we offer girls resources based on their goals, and we have our accountability in there. This is a really cool, fun place where we all get to know each other, we all work together, and we're all kind of on the grind. Also, like our fitness accountability groups, on our team pages, we all go through ups and downs in life. Life is hard, right? Like, it's not a straight, like, linear, like, I'm just fabulous every single day. So when we have tough days, we turn to our team, and they lift us up, and we lift them up. And when we're having these huge victories on our team, we have dance parties together, and we're cheersing each other, and we are all about that community. This is all happening in our team page. We are not in this alone. We do this business together, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And so that's why when we go on trips together, and even though we've never met each other in real life, we're like obsessed with each other and hugging each other and just like, oh my God, doing the really loud girl yelling thing. So that's because even though we've never physically touched, we know each other. We have been friends for a very long time. And these women that I get to call, my teammates, are also some of my besties. And I look forward to getting to see their faces and getting to see them in real life multiple times a year on these really cool trips. And it all starts with day one in our team page. We also offer team accountability groups. So like we talked about for our fitness journey and having an accountability group that you will be offered, as well as any of the coaches you get started and boot campers you get started, you have accountability groups to plug them into. You also have team accountability groups or coaching accountability groups. In there, much like our team page, we are sharing trainings, we are talking about, but we work with our girls, we're very hands-on. So based on whatever your goals are, we have accountability for you based on what your goals are, not based on what we think your goals are or how we can help you. If your team is to get your nails done every week, boo, I get it. We have an accountability group for you. If your accountability group and you're like, I want to leave this job I can't stand, we have an accountability group for you. If you're like, you know what? I honestly don't know what my goals are. I just want to kick some ass and go on this really cool trip, and I hear you can earn that. I have an accountability group for you. So regardless of what your goals are or where you're at in the business or how much time you have to spend or what you want this to be, or maybe even if you don't know, we have support and accountability for you, as well as, like I said, that hands-on training. We make sure our girls are getting their questions answered on the day-to-day. We're very interactive with our teams, as well as they are with each other. This is not just like us leading and them. We all are supporting each other, all helping each other. There's multiple leaders on our team, and they're all growing their teams as well. And then the last part is Team Coach University and Coach Open Houses. So when we get a new coach started, we're not just like, okay guys, well here's your team page, jump in, here's an accountability group, whatever. We give you step 1 through step 10, Coach University, which essentially is like going to school to learn all the ins and outs of our business, and dive into what we do, how you are going to do it, how to be successful, and how to do it as quickly as you want, which is the cool part about this business. Like Sam said, it can be whatever you want it to be. And then those coach open houses. So we offer opportunities for trainings throughout the month, like team calls, like push groups, like all the things. They are offered to you and to your girls moving forward. So one of the things when you get started is you get the opportunity to invite to all of those things. Those are already created for you. You don't have to recreate the wheel. That was one of the things I struggled with the most, was freaking out thinking like, oh my God, do I have to just like make all this up, like figure it out all by myself? And the answer is no. We make it a point to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful. So that way when you show up, you're like, okay, here I am, let's do it. And you just start sharing your journey, and all of those things will be provided to you. So you got a whole team behind you before you even get started.
And then who are we looking for? So it really does not matter where you're at physically, your size, what your full-time job is, if you have 0 followers or no social media experience. What we're looking for, what matters to us, is that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to do, that work on yourself when I say do, so that you are committed to putting yourself at the top of the to-do list, that you're going to focus on your health, you're going to focus on your mind, and that you're going to share that. And we want people who are going to dream really big and work for it. We are excited for, the end of this year, but really we're pretty jazzed for 2020 and all of the things that we're going to do, because we know our team has accomplished so much in 2019, and we know that that's just the beginning. So we are looking for the girl who wants more. We're looking for the woman who's sitting there and wants more in this life, and wants to do it not alone, and would like some friends to hold hands with and celebrate. And I don't want to say cry, like we cry a lot, but there are times where we doubt ourselves. There's times where we're like, what am I doing? This week I was really sick, and then it's like I have to remind myself my vision and my purpose. And the place I turn to is my team, who says, Sam, we're doing this. And then I'm like, oh yeah, we're doing this. This is so great. We have a Coach Opportunity call, and I'm nasally, but I'm here, and it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You just show up as you, exactly where you are, and you share that journey along the way. So I hope that that's you, and I hope you're going to be sliding into our DMs. But Brenna's going to talk about how you get started.
Okay, so anytime so there's a couple different things. If you're somebody who's been a boot camper and you're already working with a coach, you're already into your fitness journey, you already know how badass our community is, then you've probably already gotten started with one of our amazing programs that has been a game changer for all of us. If you have already, then really you can pretty much dive in to this business and go all in for it and get started on coach training, as long as you're signed up as a coach. If you're brand new to this community, you've never done one of these programs, but you are interested in the opportunity of wanting to help people, and maybe you want to get started on your fitness journey as well. All of our coaches get started with a world-renowned program. All of our programs come with, like I said, fitness, superfoods, meal plans, recipes, the whole nine. What program you get started with is really up to you based on what you like. This is very much a mix and match kind of option. So we're not saying, hey, this is one size fits all. This is one program fits every single person, because it doesn't. So we know that as coaches. And when we work with somebody who's getting started with a new program, we have a couple questions we'd like to ask them to verify. But regardless, they get started with one of these amazing programs, and they get the opportunity to sign up as a coach as well. When someone gets started with one of these programs, they get the opportunity when they sign up as a coach to get their coach fee waived. Normally it's $40, which $40 to start your own business is kind of like a drop in the hat, which is kind of crazy to think that that's even a cost, where if you were somebody who's going to go and open a brick and mortar business, you'd have to go pay for rent, go get a loan, go buy products for your store, go be there all day long, and then probably lose money for the first however many years before you ever made a profit. Here you're investing $40 to get signed up as a coach, but in reality, you're getting that fee waived because you're already going to be doing a fitness program and getting results yourself. And like I said, the programs vary on cost. That's why we're not talking about that specifically on the call based on what you need. But whoever invited you to this call, reach out to them. They can help you get set up. And once you're signed up as a coach, the only continuous fee that we have is $15.95 a month. This is what we call our coach fee. What this essentially does, it gives us not only a 25% discount on all of our products and programs, which saving money, who's not all about that regardless. Again, because we take care of ourselves first, we're going to save money on taking care of ourselves first. But that also gets you websites. That also gets you a company who backs you up, who has their own customer service, who takes care of all of the shipping. Like we said, guys, we're helping people get started on their fitness journeys with these amazing programs. You're not holding those programs in your house. You're not in charge of shipping those to anybody or going to the post office or anything. All of that stuff is taken care of for you. So the only thing you have to do to get started is get your own fitness program to get started on your journey and you're automatically going to get everything you need to be successful in this business. And when you do that, when you get signed up with one of the coaches on our teams, you automatically get all of that accountability, support, team training, team calls, all of those things that we talked about, all of that's included, which is kind of insane that that automatically is thrown in when in reality, these fitness programs are a steal by themselves, let alone getting to do this opportunity at the same time. So we're very blessed and very lucky that we do get to offer this to people. And like I said, there's a ton of variety. So make sure you talk to whoever invited you here about what kind of options are perfect for you.
And that's really it. And so what I'm going to sign off with this, or I'll sign us off with just, why not you? Like, I know that something attracted you to this Coach Oppurtunity call, or the Coach Oppurtunity in general. And a lot of times we have this dream or this vision, or the kind of that daydream of like, well, what if, wouldn't that be so cool if I could do this, that, or the other thing? If I could travel the world, if I could be home with my kids, if I could switch jobs, if I could retire my husband, whatever. And literally, I just want you to think, why not you? Because there are people out there right now doing the damn thing who are way less qualified, way less prepared, who are just figuring it out. And that's all we're doing. So yes, Brenda and I have set up some incredible things to help our team be successful. But we started on day one not knowing anything, not knowing what to do, not knowing how to run a Coach Oppurtunity call, not knowing how to do Canva or post on social media or make the filter look cool. So scroll back to whoever invited you. And if you're so impressed with what they do now, scroll back and remind yourself that they're human, and that they learned, and that they struggled, and that they failed forward. And I love that reminder. If you're a Rachel Hollis fan, I'm going to just share what she says really fast. And if you're not, become one. Scroll back on Rachel Hollis's feed. She goes, I was doing free, I was like paying essentially to go do speeches to people, to do talks at nursing homes and MOPS groups and all of these things. I was begging to get time on radio stations or on the air, and to fail forward to get to the place that she is now, where she is a New York Times bestseller and she has this huge Rise conference and all the things. And I think about all that all the time, is that, I started this business waking up at 4:30 in the morning because my baby woke up at 4:30. That's what time he wanted to nurse. And instead of going back to bed, I would just sit down at my computer and I would connect with women, and I would send invites, and I would, chat with my challengers, the people who were in my boot camps. And then I would do my workout and I'd go teach all day. And I felt this fire in my belly grow, the fire that my whole life I told to be quiet, that I said, no, you should be grateful for what you have. No, a teaching is a great, very secure job, and you should be happy. That's good enough, Sam. I told that voice to be quiet, and I told that fire to go down. And then I became a coach, and that fire grew and it grew and it grew. And I am somebody now who I don't even think I would recognize, even from the beginning of my coaching journey, like, of the confidence of the person that I am. And yes, the awesome things that this business has brought me with, like, travel and finances, but I don't even care about all that. I care about the person I am today, because she stands up tall and she knows why she's here, and she's fighting for a life for her family, unapologetically. And that was not who I was, but I am that person because of coaching. So why not you? Why not take the risk? Because literally the worst that can happen is that you get super healthy, you make amazing friends, and you have community and friendship and all the things. That's like worst case scenario, right? Like, that's like legit worst case scenario. Best case scenario is all of that, and maybe you start checking off some of those top 10 lists, like top 10 goal, life dreams that you've always wanted to make happen, and then you start dreaming even bigger. So I hope that you whether you're watching this live or on the recording, that you slide into our DMs and you tell us that you're ready to get started, and whether you need to get a challenge pack or you need to just sign up as a coach all at once, or maybe you're already a discount coach and you're ready to start taking action. We're so excited to have you on our team. So I think that is it. So sorry, somebody is just signing on.